I also want to thank, Miss Rosemary Tracy Woods, because before this event, she goes, Art for Soul Gallery must have poetry events for National Poetry Month, and not just one. So with that stated too, I would love for you to also to stop by this table for additional events. Yeah, here. So, and you can, let me go back into the light. So for instance, next Saturday, I'm in this. For me, I did feel like a comadrona, a doula, because all these individual multi-creators were entrusting me with their creativity. And every time I visited it, I was like, oh snap, thank you. And also the way that it's organized, I literally put the manuscript on the floor and it said, speak to me, what's your order? What's your arc? Talk to me. And also intentional, again, as a doula, I intentionally did not include any of my work in it because it's not about me, it's about supporting community. And so much so that I'm hearing buzz in terms of Panoply. It's the inaugural one. This will be a yearly thing. The name will change, and also I will include by men. So men, women, non-binary, but the common denominator is they're people of color. And the only exception, which I will state now here, is that for those individuals who are students at the Microbard Holyoke, at the care center, they're the ones that, because of the intersectionalities that they experience, that they will not have to pay a fee to be a part of it if they submit, and that they will be published as well. But keep in mind this, is that it is competitive. Not everyone got it because we were looking for emotional resonance, in that. So, but I want to welcome, again, it's been such an honor. And what I'm going to do, so to open this event, and I will just see, so what I'm doing is I'm going to read the foreword to the book because many individuals, rightly so, ask, how did you get the name for it? It's like Panoply, and how do you pronounce it? Trust me, child. I was like, Panoply Monopoly? No, wait. And so I love my dictionary, so the way that it's divided on the cover is the way that when you look up the word in the dictionary, that's how they divide it. And then the reason I put the accent on the first syllable is to visually remind you that the emphasis is on the first syllable. And again, I'm going to do code switching, Panoply, as opposed to my American panoply. I'll do both, but there's no wrong way to do it, right? But I'll say Panoply, right? And so let me read the foreword, and what will happen is that I will just quickly introduce the next writer. So those of you who are reading, the first part of the reading will be the guests of the Panoply contributors. And we're going in the order of those who are present on the back of the book, all right? And I just simply will say their name. Their wonderful contributors' notes are in the back of the book. If you don't have it, buy the book. Okay, Panoply, forward. In this inaugural anthology of creative works by female and non-binary poets and writers who identify as BIPOC, readers will encounter poems, creative nonfiction essays, fictionalized biographies, songs, and testimonial writing that render visible a panoply, o panoply, que visibiliza una panoplia. As poet and editor, I bend the bow of this word, or bow of this word, panoply, to fit the wills and creative visions of these authors whose voices pierce the sky. So panoply or panoply means complete protection for spiritual warfare, a splendid display or show. Articles or items made from fabric or leather, or parenthetically, and words as our tools, used to enwrap the body and the mind and the spirit. Read these works aloud, in one sitting, over days, over weeks, alone, with a friend. Go ahead and circle and scribble in the margins which phrase, line, piece, how it makes your mouth, your body, your mind, your spirit, all instruments feel. Look up online these living authors whose works intrigue you. Support them by inviting them to read as paid featured speakers at your local libraries, high schools, universities, cultural centers, galleries, open mics. Buy their books and products. In joyful solidarity, Maria Luisa. So first to the mic we'll have Alvirda Sofía Anaya Alegría.
De la plaza. Nuestro umbral era nuestra plaza, y también nuestros refugios. Muchas otras familias regresamos a la isla en el 1967 de Massachusetts, Pensilvania y New York y New Jersey sin saber español. Muchos latinos que no sabían español regresan a la isla because they never left, right? The story continues there about how my mother ends up buying a house and how she used to carry pieces of wood with us 7 children as a single mom, and how we built it. And then it ends saying that there is no American dream. And it does talk about Martin Luther King and other people as part of that history of struggle in the United States and why we had to go back. So page 38 finishes with, it talks about Los Locos Adams, the Crazy Adams family, creative nonfiction. The uterus forms this mass inside to protect you from the world. It has ridges and formations built out of flaps to hold you. You breathe through your mother's mouth, and no one told you that this was the end of life. Not the birthing, the end of life. You come out of a woman's vagina to take a deep breath as all this foul-smelling dark and blood scatters on the sheets. Your gown, as it comes rushing out, by the very thing that kept you alive, the uterus, your mother's blood. And then you die from not breathing. And it finishes with, when was her face going to be seen? When was she going to be beloved? No one knew. She just kept walking to the cemetery. Desprendida de esa matriz, maya, taína, africana, portuguesa, spelled dead, commented the other witnesses, those who knew them, because it and the hand went to and the other person who I name here from the Locos Adams had her hair covering her face, right? And going all the way down. And I allude to coming to this country and being talked about and dying little by little from being here and being called names and how we spoke. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for being here, everyone. I'm pleasantly surprised by so many amazing creatives and just so many familiar faces in front of me right now, and I'm just so thankful we can share this space together. I'm going to start with the scrap eater, and okay, here we go. It works. And I'll start with the scrap eater, and then if I have enough time, I will go into the wrong Miss M. I am the scrap eater, the gorger of empty words and strands of plaster pearls that shine of pretty but false things. My stomach, so distended with the silence of my wants and needs, how do you think it got so big? From the debris they fling at my feet, my swollen belly jostles with the air I suck in when I swallow up the words I want to scream. I am the scrap eater, and I will never be full. I am that lonely child, that butterball of melancholy who only wears all black because I want to hide. If they don't hear me, why would I want them to look upon my misshapen form so wide and hulking? Filled with nothing but the empty self-esteem and a wayward path of what could have been that lead to my house. It is a house built on hate, on longing and self-doubt, where the sun-washed paint chips and peels with just a look. But don't pity my house, my safe and empty body, for its porch, as rickety as it is, shelters me from the rain that wants to seep in and leak into the cracks. Please, throw your soggy platitudes, your half-baked love, your discreet affection so stealthily tapered at my ramshackle home. I will take it all. I will lick the stains hungrily off the gravel of my lot and feast on the smears you leave so brightly colored in on my broken door. All I ask of you is to leave just some scraps for this lonely, hollow woman. That's all I implore. Thank you. I have 4.5 minutes left, so we're doing great on time.
Excellent modeling regime.
This is spending books and here I am. Sacrilegious. Okay. Here we go. This is ever so slightly. There we go. And this is the wrong Miss M. You told me, chest puffed out like a cockatoo, that you read Maya Angelou to your daughter every night. I didn't realize it at the time, glazed and confused by your framed certificates, degrees, and faux pedigree, that you were pruning her to be a woman, the complete opposite of me. Sure, I've been seized, picked, and feathered by an environment that tethered me to a primal pain and shame that wasn't my own. I now know why that caged bird sings. If a canary's croon became a screech, it wouldn't be able to stop. This world is that twisting mine, and through my mind's eye, I'm afraid I'd be blinded by the glaring sights I see. They say diamonds are a girl's best friend, but I am a woman with rent and bills to pay, so much to my chagrin, Cuban zirconia will just have to do. I may speak in this flowery purple prose with a cadence like skipping stones in the ponds at Forest Park, where the ducks are nestled so close together. But don't be mistaken, I don't have everything in a row. In this city, not everyone can be your friend, but some state reps would just love to be your buddy. These aren't the Kennedys, but you can't reach for the cosmos, go for the trees. Leaves and money burn the same and smell just as rancid. I've known wealthy men who are only single on the weekend. They spout words as real as the cheap honey cut with sweet nothings at your local North End bodega. They say a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, but what if that bitter pill was never meant to be swallowed by soft and malleable women like me? Misguided, misunderstood, misaligned with my roots, there are no sister locks here. They dread around me, but not with me. When the only rooms that fill to hear me speak have the bluest of eyes, what am I supposed to do? I am not some minstrel show. I don't mean to speak like Shelley, Lovecraft, and Poe, where the horrors of the unknown are nothing compared to the horrors of walking down the street. All that glitters isn't gold, but I much prefer silver. It's the color of stardust. Spectral seraphs sprinkle the night. There aren't skies much darker than these anymore. The corpses of shooting stars are the only alloy casings I'd like to have in front of me, because at least then I could look up without crying. Thank you.
I have strictly straight stripes, so I'm going to take this off so that now you're all gone. My name is Maria Irene, and I was born and raised up in Springfield. It's a complicated place, but I do love being here, and I appreciate places like this and Radio Luisa who allow us the opportunities to come together.
Closer to the mic. Closer to the. Thank you.
You
can't see me, but you hear me.
Lots of appreciation and gratitude. All right, so now I'm just going to find myself. You think I'd be ready? All right. And I wish she could have been here, but I'm so disorganized I couldn't bring her here today. But she does live in Springfield, and I call her Mother, and that's the title of the poem, Mother. Mother, sun-kissed flesh, woolen hair and words foreign to untuned ears. These are your ancestral gifts. Liars want you to believe beauty and good is found somewhere else and is unattainable by you because your skin is not white enough. Your hair is not straight enough, and your words sound broken to their stupid ears. Don't worry about fitting into their poorly constructed boxes. Those are just mental coffins. Liars feed on suffering, starve them to death. Thank you.
Soy Leticia, and I say that now because I'm in a safe place. For 40 years I've been performing. I don't get published that much, I perform. And throughout my performances, all over the United States, from the NOW, remember that National Organization of Women, to the UN, to a back home place, somewhere in some strange street that was scared the shit out of you. So I perform, and I perform not only because as a feminist Marxist, I believe that the art belongs to the people. And so you take it to the people, wherever they are. I don't care if they're drinking, you take it to the people. I want to give this a little bit of trigger because I write a lot from, this month is also Sexual Assault Month. So I am going to, I just lost a friend of the family who has just left us, and so I dedicate this to Cole Brings Plenty and to all the other women and missing and murdered Indigenous women, children, and men. It is a trigger, so if you difficult for things like incest and violence and rape and suicide. Snuff, a push poem. Fuck. He stood outside the train shop. He looked very mad. He shaded his eyes yellow with black streaks spilled across eyelids. He snapped shut his silver cigarette case, inhaling long, tight breaths, cutting bison out of his yellow teeth with a pick. He waited. He dragged. He unrolled his sex, imagining soiled dresses pushed up around thighs and ripped tights. Sleepless nights, too, had consumed her. It was the stroke of the iron across her ass that haunted her. Daylight made no sense, or stout strips of nylons tight across her cords, choking her breath out, or seized by teeth. How she had become desperate, so desperate that each punishment unreeled the video she had taken of her foster sister jumping into Niagara Falls. Where the fuck is she? Silhouetted outside the building, a fog steamed over his gaping mouth. He smoked, he stared. He would choke her out, push her head underwater. I'll teach her a lesson, he vowed to his jailhouse father who had entrusted him to keep the family in line. One more time, just one more time, she wanted so desperately to make out with her foster sister, the one she called Lucy in the sky, whose tongue would swallow her whole, whose belief in fantasy to snuff to out was a bond between them. Riding home, he watched the lovers kiss. He watched long tongues doubt between open teeth, his jeans swelling in the heat, piss and feces on the C train not a deterrent. He wouldn't betray the trust he had been given by his father to knock her out if she came home late. But it was already too late. She was dead. Missing teeth was only one indicator of why she died. She was, after all, a lonely girl waiting to be pushed over the rim of a poetry cup, inlined and throbbing between her legs. An unconsummated lover, free to open up her blackened legs, to fold her pain like linen and leave it behind for strangers to wonder why she had pushed poetry out her ass and commissioned her friends to film her weeping before flying in the air over Niagara Falls with Lucy in the sky. The day our brother hung himself, it rained. Fallen stars filled white pillows like sister eagle's white plumes, soft and gentle. Life ended for my brother, and the rains began. At pre-dawn, our medicine men silently stirred the sky and unearthed red clay filled the mouth of our mother with sage, combed her black hair over white bones, and held back the rains. We silently watched his wife stare at the snow drifting up against her feet, broken hands pulling down his stiff body. Only yesterday he hung black paper over window panes to stop the voices in the walls. Our elder women wrapped the pelican blanket around our sisters' hanging shoulders, whispering, "You cannot fly on Brother Eagle's wings across our glittering sky." Her warm tears falling onto frozen earth, flooding Navajo land. Our children emerging from red earth. Our elder medicine men retreating into the waters. How much time do I have? So I'm native, you know, so
Thank you for
Indian time. The night before, my ivory dresser drawer was pulled out, revealing panties in every color. Blue lycra, white lace, black thong, able to slice my bottom in half. I looked at her perfectly shaved head, popped up against a dark walnut headboard. Sunlight streaming through sheer, smoky gray curtains, creating moving shapes across her white bare body in hues of red and yellow. Pale pink sheets wrinkled around her ankles. She couldn't help but be a boy growing up, I surmised. Her seductive pickup lines betrayed her. She got what she wanted, and it became her. Her troubled, boyish, queer-ish, I imagine she thrived as a kid, a charmer, a hypnotist, capable of strapping people around her body like skin hides, like mine. Her strong leather laces choking the life out of me. My one-night stand, her outside-inside intrigued me. I was her prisoner. I left the screen door unlocked. Woo! A thin blue moonlight sliced a boundary across my heart, illuminating my hand.
Thank you everybody for coming. My teacher from Bar, my friends from Bar, thank you, and my friend Darlene. I'm going to indulge because my poems are very short, but I have two that I want to read to you that are not in the book.
Read. Acércate el micrófono.
The Garden. This was a poem inspired by the Mayan saying in Lakish. Sitting and walking around the gardens in the neighborhood, sharing the nectar of the flowers with the bees. Yum. Now this was whenever things happen, which many things are happening right now. One way that I sit still with whatever is happening instead of reading news. Often I just sit with poetry. Mm-hmm. So this was about when the Ukrainian war began, and I had to sit with this, and it's called Pieces of Ukraine. A child holds a hand full of grain to keep her homeland alive in her. And her crumbling, burnt rubble scurries through her tiny hands. Another child holds a sign pleading to Russia to stop the war. A Russian soldier calls his mother from the battlefield to say they were told Ukraine would not resist. He takes his last breaths, witnessing Ukrainian men throwing themselves in front of the Russian tanks to impede their advance in the streets of Kiev. His mother on the line is deafened by his silence. Her son is dead. Nobody packaged to be delivered but his remains. The roar of the war marches on and is getting louder and louder. The incandescent orange fires and dark gray clouds of thunderous bombs se apoderan, take possession of the sky in Kiev. This one was also another inspiration about immigrants in this country. It's called The Uber Driver. Khalil Payenda, Minister of Finance in his native land. I heard his story through the storyteller Sabria Karimi from Afghanistan. Loneliness after expulsion, like rockets shooting out. Hope still sitting in your back seat, catching a ride. This was also inspired by Lucille Clifton and the light that came to grief. Her 3-year-old self has been hiding in plain sight today. She finds herself at the beach with her grandfather Didi, a rare glimpse of his younger self. I did my homework and I'm gonna read this. We were with the solar eclipse that happened. We were asked to write a poem about it, and this is what I came up with. I hope to find it. Now I just printed this. Yes. Sunny day. Come to me, you creepy beast. Come to me. Let me feel your heat. Hot, hot, babe. Burn me up. Scorch my skin like leaves in the autumn breeze. In the prairie of your race, surrender. I want to burn into your smoking hot flame, my molten mouth swirling with desire to descend into your sizzling center, enclaving my body into yours, funding into a fusion of ourselves. Let me forge my shapely being into your foundry, sunny day. One minute? Okay. This is also inspired by another friend who is a poet laureate from Enfield. Her name is Enzima and Hodgkins, and she is some kind of lady, and I have been some kind of lady too. So I've been the kind of lady that was let to please everyone around. The family, the friends, that kind of lady that enjoyed the breeze, the skies, the beach, the quietness, the drumming of the forbidden dance. The kind of lady that loved her childhood friends, that led veladas and danced in the rain, listened to grandma's real life stories. The kind of lady that loves a stranger and helped the lost tourist. The kind of lady that studied English, studied people, and moved to New York City. The kind of lady that braved the elements of snow, abuse, racism, and white supremacist scripts. The kind of lady that survives against all odds at Columbia University, New York City, marriage, divorce, and lost again. The kind of lady that has been fiercely, quietly healing through the years. And that is still here in this beautiful city, surrounded by friends and foes on the go. That is me, that kind of lady.
Christina M. Scott, aka Tito.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank Maria Luisa for giving me the opportunity to have my poems published. It's an honor. And also to her and Regine for putting this event together. My first poem is inspired by Latina poet Sandra Maria Esteves. And the name of her poem is My Name is Maria Cristina, and the name of my poem is My Name is Christina Marie. My name is Christina Marie, born of a single mother of 4 who did her best to raise us properly. Born from the lineage of a whaler, a sharecropper, and entrepreneur, I am proud to carry on the legacy of strength and excellence. My grandmother inspected weapons at the Springfield Armory during World War II, then became a nurse. She quietly raised her 8 children and supported them and her husband. Family was everything to them. My name is Christina Marie, single mother of 1, who is doing her best to raise him properly, the one she didn't birth, but loves him with everything in her being. Knowing that the odds are against him, statistics say he's nothing. The hate that is shown against him just for being him. Trying to help him navigate the distractions, roadblocks, and traps that are set to make him a failure. Trying to find the balance between love, discipline, and keeping him safe. My name is Christina Marie, born on the 4th of July. I embody what that date represents: independence, freedom, and indeed a firecracker. Always striving to find my life's purpose, taking the road less traveled, delayed gratification until that goal is met, then on to the next. I set the example of what hard work, perseverance, and determination can do. When life backs me into a corner, I come out swinging like a prize fighter. I am a woman put here for a purpose. I am here to help other hermanas reach their goals. My name is Christina Marie, procurer of life's many opportunities, dancer, actor, writer, photographer, multi-creative artist. The one who grabs life by the horns, the one who brings dreams into reality, the one who advances to overcome obstacles, the one who presses forward energetically against opposition, the me who I want to be, the you who inspires me. Thank you. And I have one more by special request. I wrote this earlier this month. I was challenged by Director Ann Ward, Director of BARD. We challenged each other to write every day for Poetry Month. I did fairly miserably, but I'm trying. But this one came to me in like 5 to 7 minutes, and I really enjoy it. It's about things that our parents, especially our mothers, told us when we were younger. And it's called Do You Believe? If you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Stevie Wonder, Superstition, 1972. Black cat, step on crack, mama's back, avoid ladder, Murphy's Law, crow crawl, mirror cracked, bad luck, tow truck, number 13, 666, ringing ear, New Year fear, did you hear? 7 years, dishes wash, floor sweep, house keep, wash clothes, don't mop, fork drop, what you think? Black eyed peas, collard greens, chitlin stink, pick up penny, are there any? Toil in trouble, cauldron black, witch's brew, witch's crew, hocus pocus, Beetlejuice, cast a spell, all hell, old wife's tale, salt over shoulder, 4-leaf clover, lucky charm, rabbit's foot, purse on floor, don't be poor, give a man shoes, sing the blues, full moon, baby soon, Tell a lie, bump on tongues. Get a chill, premonition. Intuition tells it all. Deja vu, it's a clue. Superstition, live in fear. Superstition runs our lives. Thank you.
All right, please welcome to the mic, mi Dali's Dali, Dara.
Mommy named me Midalis, but my friends call me Dali, and you guys can call me Virgo.
Picture of the
Warrior.
She's Guerrera. Well, I do have an event tonight at 7 p.m. at the Artist Cafe in Humor for telling everybody I have a second book coming out called Broken Hearts and Burning Suns. It is a collection of poetry. Everyone is welcome. It's a free event, and it's just trying to be in community with people as we are now. And it's also open mic, so if you don't get to share today, now, maybe you can share it tonight around 7 p.m. So please come by if you're in the area. And a little bit about me is that I grew up with a Puerto Rican mother who was born and raised in a little town in Puerto Rico called Jayuya. It was right dead center in the middle. And so I feel like I live with duality because I was born and raised here, and I've been trying to find myself ever since. This collection of poems is called Chronicles de la Perdida, or Chronicles of the Lost One, and I hope you enjoy it. So here we go. This first poem is called The Eldest Siempre Pierde. Oh, sorry. The Eldest Siempre Perdía. Estoy ahogada and drowning. She makes it happen because scars turn to gills, turn to thoughts that let in. Sorry, I'm gonna have to read this way. I'm so sorry. Let me start over. The eldest siempre perdía. Está ahogada and drowning. She makes it happen because scars turn to gills, turn to thoughts that let in burbujas and smeared affection, disguised as a party, for refraining from smiling. Le duele. Los shoulders del peso. Le duelen los dedos. De los shoes bought, a size too small para olvidar. She's the eldest. The second poem is called Don't Be Rude to Your Tíos, Belia. Don't be rude to your tíos. ¿Por qué no? They have taken bodies that are not theirs. They smell of Newports and Peachtree, and their hands are rough. I hate the tíos. They do whatever they want, piss wherever they want. I hate the tíos. They hit whenever they want. Respect your tío. And his two fingers that pinch my cheeks until they were white. And his lips that even as adults try and come closer to my mouth. I hate tíos. They ruin my life, and they keep ruining my life. Tíos get too drunk to go home, and tías have to scream at them to wake up. I hate tíos. I wish they'd all get lost in that last gallon of rum. I'll read one more. Let's read this one. This one is called Pendeja Perdida. Mira esta pendeja. She bought a house to make a home. Mira esta pendeja. She went to school and lost her accent. Mira esta pendeja. She deactivated her yes and screams no to small cups of full of phlegm that aren't because she's rotting. Sick and tired of the vieja ignoring her. Mira esta pendeja. Chasing the dream of the scholastic hierarchy she was robbed from as a tween. Mira esta pendeja. She traded habichuelas for sushi, arroz for pizza, pernil for tofu, descarada. Mira esta pendeja, lo logró. Está viviendo en dos mundos, both worlds rejecting her. She's lost somewhere, chupando la miel out of honeycombs. They found her somewhere laughing with the cookies. Thank you.